I'm drenched. I gotta pour this diesel in this damn truck. And we're gonna go shoot a deer. I think you got him. It's early November, the air is crisp, and there's a storm looming. This story begins in preparation for an epic hunting trip, and we're so stoked to share this adventure with you. Okay, so power just went out. Uh-oh, sounds like I got branches coming down on me. And it is windy as F. I'll show you, looking out the bay here, just checking on the boats. It's bouncing a little bit, but it's really not that bad. Jay was just down here. He was out hunting on the skiff this morning. Crazy bastard. It's pretty windy. Oh yeah, my boat's getting tossed around a little bit more. Oh, I'm losing daylight. Okay, pretty exciting. We got the first light in the new stove. We are just about ready to load the boat for our trip. The stove's burning. The leak was just the flare on the one fitting wasn't quite on the it wasn't quite aligned properly. As I finish up the install on our diesel stove, the wind dies off and I'm greeted with a herd of sea lions right at our dock. This relief in the wind comes at a great time while we fuel up and provision the boat for our trip. Alright, so we got the skiff back behind me, the boat launched, and I'm gonna walk up, go get the excavator and my tidy tank. Slow go. The tank's pretty heavy, makes the machine tippy. Any small little bounce can kind of make the thing start swinging around a little sketchy, so nice and easy, and hopefully the skiff's still down there when I get there. I kind of just threw a rock on the rope. I don't know if that's going to work too good for me. So the good news is the skiff is still there. I don't know how much I put in, but I've got a tank on each side that I fill up. I fill one more than the other a little bit to level the boat. I put the hose didn't reach to the tank up there for the new stove, So I had this jerry can, filled that once, put in up top. So I got 40 liters up top right now. And I got a spare full jerry can because I don't know what heater might need it first. I got another diesel heater in the boat with the electric fan and stuff. So, and a fitting I was waiting for the stove finally came in. This is a bulkhead fitting, and this is my bulkhead fitting. I got a little impatient and I really wanted to go on this trip, so I used the fittings we had laying around with a bunch of Sikaflex. Now I don't really want to take it apart until we get back, but I got the fitting. You're pretty low back here. That looks better. It's the calm before the storm. We're pretty much loaded up. Chelsea's just getting out of bed. I'm gonna go get her, and we're gonna head out soon.
Hey, baby.
As we leave the dock, the rain begins. A light fog rolls in. Is this the beginning of our storm? What does nature have in store for our 3-hour journey to the next destination? I just love fall and winter boating. You'll notice around me, there is not a single other boat. No one was at our dock other than a bunch of ducks, so that was okay. Got the boat sitting pretty. Go for a little walk. Mrs. Hunter Dawn, she just told me to basically said the dog's got to stay over here. I don't know if she's talking about me or Dexter, but that's okay. We'll stay over here. What a vibe. We're all set up. We got Goose here. His name's actually Moose, but he has multiple nicknames. And we got Dexter. And Chelsea's in the bedroom. She's hiding, playing video games. This is nice. We've kind of got a handle on the condensation. You can see this door behind me is completely clear. The stove's just cooking away. You can see mountains through those windows. We've got a little bit of condensation up on the front there. So that window there you can see is kind of fogged up, but we've got a little fan and it's kind of, it's working. We're better than it's been yet, so this is pretty cool. Nothing's dripping on us inside yet, so that's a real nice treat. Yeah, I think we're just gonna have a cozy night. What are you doing, Goose? Okay, so you can see the light behind me in the darkness. That's Jay. So I'm gonna go help him get tied up to the dock. As you can tell, cameras are no good at this hour, so we'll check in with you guys in the morning. Good morning. Jay's gonna go check out the hunting spot at the head of the bay. He's got the rover. He's gonna go down there. It looks like maybe some of these roads got deactivated. I'll give you a clip before he disappears here. Okay, now this part is funny, and I've never seen this before in my life. Tell me what you guys think. Jay said we should probably eat it. Like, look at that. It's a pretty big squid. Okay, it is absolutely miserable out. We just went for a couple-hour hike, and all the old roads and stuff looks like they were recently deactivated. The culverts were removed, big ditches were dug. Okay, so Jay had better luck at his side of the bay. The roads are still open. He's unloading the Land Rover, and we're gonna move over to that dock. The first day was wet, to say the least. We didn't quite beat the condensation on our first night, which made for a damp, unsettled sleep. And the morning rain was relentless. Our hike left us soaked to the core and discouraged with no deer sign or vehicle access. That afternoon, the rain lightened up, but we were wondering, was that the storm? Is it still coming? We spent that evening drying off and getting a better handle on the condensation after a drive and looking for anything just to cheer us up a bit. The next 2 days, we covered a lot of ground. By foot and by vehicle, the weather was oddly calm, hardly a breeze, with some very light rain showers. For a little walk, we gotta be really quiet. We're hunting wabbit. This is absolutely insane. We're right on top of a mountain overlooking Lockborough Inlet, and it's just stunning. There's deer sign everywhere here. We got footprints, poop. There's the most sign we've seen yet, so I think we're gonna spend a little time in here. Chelsea's in the slash here to my right. Saw some buck prints leaded in there. Pretty fresh, really fresh. I meet her back at the truck. And then I think we're gonna go down to walk the next spur. A couple deer rubs, lots of tracks. This looks like deer country to me. I think we're gonna have to come back either right at the end of the day or maybe first thing tomorrow and just hang out here for daylight. So I'll show you what we mean by a deer rub. If you're not familiar, this is kind of what we're looking for. All these marks. So while we're on the conversation of deer rubs, do not be confused with truck rubs. If you see them in the middle of the road, there's a good chance that is all from a truck. Probably our truck. Okay, we're just stopped here. I'm gonna go for a little walk into this timber. Looks like pretty visibility. We haven't really seen any sign. It just looks kind of deery to us, so we're gonna go for a little hike. Okay, so we already drove by this way. We were headed back to the boats. You can see, well, maybe you can't. There they are, right up this way. Nope, that way. Those are within like the last hour, so the deer are moving. At the end of the day, it's been a long one. I think we've probably done like an accumulate of probably 5 hours of hiking. Another 2 or 3 of driving. What a spot to finish the day. Absolutely gorgeous out. Sometimes the only shooting you get to do is this epic scenery. That night, we were all pretty tired. Our spirits were still pretty good. We had some sign, but we called it an early night and went at it the next morning. Okay, we've been hiking for probably, 2 or 3 hours this morning already. And I saw a buck. I just stepped up on a rock, looked down the hill. His tail was wagging at me. I think he sniffed me out. We were super quiet, and he bolted. We didn't really get to confirm if he had antlers, but I just found his tracks. We didn't pursue this deer because it ran towards where Jay was, and we didn't want to get into each other's hunting areas. I'm gonna go to the other dock. We've got a garden hose there. I'm gonna fill up a water tank. Jay and Chelsea just took off again to do the afternoon, evening hunt. Okay, so filling up with water was pretty uneventful, except the diesel stove went out. Looks like some soot got down in the fuel line, so I just finished pulling that all apart, cleaning it out, relit it. I think it's okay, but it kind of got me wound up a bit because my windows started fogging up before I even headed back to the other dock. So I've got the other heater on, but it's just not enough to keep the moisture out of here. Anyway, wish me luck. I think I got this thing beat now. Made a hell of a mess. Whew, fogged up the camera. We got 2 pork chops, garlic bread, a bunch of chicken skewers, some potatoes in there. On our 4th night, we got hit with a torrential downpour and some 25 to 30 knot winds.
Don't mind my arm flailing here. I'm just trying to point and do an awful explanation of what happened, but effectively I had to turn this chimney cap around because the wind was blowing out our flame. Made for a slightly rough night, but we slept pretty good overall, to be honest. That morning was again oddly calm. Like, for such a short windstorm with, yeah, a lot of water in a short period of time, but was that really what was in the forecast? We were left just not sure. It was eerie. Was this another calm before the real storm? I don't know. Anyway, we had to head home this day with one more stop along the way. If you've never driven a vehicle onto a floating object, there's a lot going on here. You'll see Jay puts throttle on the skiff to hold the barge against the beach, while the rover is effectively trying to push the barge off the beach. Also, once the rover's on the barge is kind of stuck on the beach, so it makes the whole process kind of a beach, if you know what I'm saying.
Okay, so we're all loaded up. Everyone's a little bit discouraged. We're gonna go over to Sonora Island, do a little afternoon hunt, and then we gotta head home tonight because some nasty weather coming. We've got other things we gotta do this week.
We stopped for an hour or two at Sonora Island. We intended to unload the rover for a quick drive, but the loading ramp was just too steep and we didn't have time to get stuck. So we went for a hike to get an idea of the area and maybe get a lucky shot.
Hey, that was a last ditch effort. It's too bad we couldn't get the rover on the beach because, wow, that was some steep hiking. I'm absolutely beat. We're gonna head home, relax for a couple days. We've got a little town trip we gotta do, and maybe we'll get back out this weekend or even an evening this week. We're so blessed. We didn't get a deer, but every time you get to see these orcas, it's a real treat. So hopefully we get some good footage for you guys. Okay, they just kind of stopped and actually came backwards a bit. So I slowed right down, and I might even have to turn the motors off in a minute here, or at least put it in neutral if they get any closer. I just kind of want to sneak by them. We're hoping to get home soon before dark, but oh well. Nature's blessing, I guess, eh? Okay, we're home. It was a beautiful trip, nice journey home. We kind of outran the storm. Looks like it's sneaking up behind us here. Jay's coming in soon. I'm gonna give him a hand unloading his barge. I already got Chelsea set up at the house with the internet back on. Chopped up some firewood so she can get the stove started.
I helped Jay unload and went home. We settled in for the night, feeling pretty defeated overall. The storm came in hard that night, and we just couldn't stay on the couch the next morning.
Okay, we're in the middle of a huge storm. Going down to the boat to get my jerry can of diesel, because there's no diesel on this damn island. And we're gonna go take Chelsea's truck out and see if we can get a banger for the day. Wow, miserable. These are the days you have to be out hunting. The tide's so high, our ramp to the dock's almost underwater here. You can see the water's right there. I'm actually going, I don't know if you can tell, but I'm going uphill to the dock right now. This is insane. They call it an atmospheric river these days. I've only been in the freaking rain for 10 seconds. I'm drenched. I gotta pour this diesel in this damn truck, and we're gonna go shoot a deer. I think you got him.
I did, he dropped.
Thing dropped. She had a hell of a shot. This is a mess. Look at where we're hiking in. I just jumped from a tree to a rock. I gotta calm down and catch my breath. What a beauty. We hadn't even left the house 10 minutes. Unreal. Got a nice little 2-point. What a day. Look how steep we are. You can see the truck. Should be a pretty easy trek down the hill though. That's what it's all about. Just the right timing. 10 minutes leaving our house. Nice little 2-point. We just spent 4 or 5 days looking for something, not a shot. Chelsea's doing her thing back here. She took a perfect shot. All we could see really was the face and the neck. She got a throat shot. He dropped right where he was. We're gonna load it in the truck. Call that a video. I hope you enjoyed our coastal Canadian hunting story.